A lot of people bring up subjectivity when it comes to any kind of talk about truth. Well, you have your truth and I have my truth. There are different preferences, and I understand how this kind of brings people apart from Christianity and Jesus Christ coming to earth and doing what he did. But this is the problem with all those claims that here's your truth and here's your truth. Okay? You got to account for how there's order to anything. Because it's easy to sit there and say, look at all this random stuff. But why don't you tell us why there is order? Why is there steak as steak? Why is there burger as burger? Why is there pizza as pizza? You can say it's all subjective, which ones you pick and all that kind of stuff. But they are what they are because of the nature they are. Why are you a human? Because of the nature you are. Why is a snake a snake? Because of the nature it is. And why is God God? Because of the nature that he has to be in order to be God. So if God is real, which he is, then it would prove that it would take a perfect being to make everything that is imperfect that couldn't possibly be him. Okay? Nothing that we see is good enough to be God. It doesn't have a God-like quality to reflect the creator of all in its origin, in its nature. Okay? But God does. And the God of the Bible claims this. And there are supernatural prophecies that have came to pass in the Bible, like Jesus predicting that 70 AD, the fall of Jerusalem would happen. When he said, I'm going to go to the cross while giving everyone sound advice and preserving his life multiple time after time after time with followers that are getting absolutely nothing but grief from it, but willing to take the throne all the way to death. They followed him and got crowned in the end. That is not subjective. That is objective truth. And there are absolutes, or there wouldn't be the laws of logic. There wouldn't be the laws of nature. There would be no order to anything, and you wouldn't be here listening to an organized language coming out of my mouth telling you the truth, the way, and the life. And that is through Jesus Christ and him alone.